This right here is the fastest car in Forza Horizon 5. Don't believe me? Then make sure you stay to the end of the video to find out why it is the fastest in the game. Now let's go through the 10 fastest cars in Horizon 5. The 10th car on our list was actually the fastest car in Horizon 4. This is the Ferrari 599. It is number 10 on our list of the fastest cars in the game, and it can reach 275 miles an hour, which is very fast, but it's not as fast as it was in the Horizon 4, where it was able to reach over 300 miles an hour. Moving up on our list to the number 9 is the Bugatti EB110 with the top speed of 280 miles per hour. I was quite surprised that out of all the Bugattis in the game, this was the fastest, since in real life, it's the Bugatti Chiron that is the fastest car, but I guess that's just how Forza works, right? Number 8 is the Mclaren F1 with a top speed of 282 miles an hour. This is another car that is kind of old, but it's still very good. I've also previously included it on best cars list just because it's so good at racing, and if you want to beat the competition in street races, I would definitely recommend you to get this. Number 7 was actually one of the fastest cars in Horizon 4 as well. It's the Jaguar D-Type. The car is nearly 80 years old, yet manages to drive 283 miles an hour. I think this car proves that the driver task in the game is built different. This guy is driving 280 miles an hour without a roof over his head. Anyways, number 6 on the list is the Lotus Evija. This electric hypercar can reach a top speed of 286 miles an hour. The next car on the list is also electric. It's the Rimac C2 with the top speed of 290 miles an hour. This car has to be one of my favorites in the entire game. Not only is it fast, but the acceleration is also insane. If you're more into drifting, you can use it for that as well. So overall, this is just a perfect car that I think everyone should own. Number 4 is the Lamborghini Diablo, which once again surprised me that out of all of the Lamborghinis in the game, this one was the best despite being very old. The top speed on this is 290 miles an hour, but I personally think it's pretty bad at most other things than going fast in the game. So if you want to do street racing, maybe consider a different car than this. Next up is a car that I think looks quite similar to the Diablo, but it's just 1 mile an hour quicker. It's the Mosler at 291 miles an hour. This car isn't the best for street racing either, but you can't deny that this car goes quite fast. Now this next car is one of 2 cars in the entire game that can reach 300 miles an hour. It's the Koenigsegg Jesko. The top speed on this is 301 miles an hour. This car was considered the fastest car in the game for the first many months of the release, but with the Hot Wheels update, a new car entered the competition. The car I'm talking about is obviously the Hennesey Venom. This thing has a top speed of 305 miles an hour, but not only that, it has one of the best accelerations in the entire game, and just overall during street races I've found that it's way better than any other car. So I mean, if you don't use this, you're really missing out, because this is one of the greatest cars in the entire game in my opinion, but it is actually not the quickest. You see, while I was making this video, I was thinking of ways you could go faster in the game, you know, break that 300 mile an hour limit, go even faster than that, and I actually found a way to do that. You see, when you drop something very heavy from very far up in the air, it reaches an insane speed. So I picked out the heaviest car in the entire game, which is a truck. It's the Mercedes Unimog. Now as you can see, I'm currently driving up this very steep ramp, and you can see the ground beneath us is starting to glitch out. Now we just have to send it off the ramp and hope we don't hit anyone down there. I don't know if you noticed, but right before we hit the ground, we reached 330 miles an hour. Now this had me thinking if there were any other way we could possibly beat this newly set record. Now my first idea was to make a very steep ramp that went down, but the wheels would still be on the track itself instead of just falling off like in the previous one. And after a few minutes of building, I jumped in the Hennesey to see if I could go faster than 330 miles an hour. Unfortunately, I never managed to go faster than 312 miles an hour, so I had to come up with a different plan. And that's when I found the air vents, which launches you into the sky, and if you already have a lot of speed, you can get really far. And after building this new and improved ramp, I tested it out using the Hennesey, but the results were kinda disappointing as I only reached 290 miles an hour. So I decided to make the run up to the launcher much longer so I could get more speed. And this time I also used the truck, which was hopefully gonna make us fall way faster. I ended up getting 345 miles an hour, and despite trying a few other methods and cars to do this with, I never managed to break that. So for now, I think the speed record in Forza is 345 miles an hour. However, if you guys know any ways you can break this limit, please let me know in the comments, as I think it's always fun to try and do these kind of experiments in the game. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.